Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Do you know what this is? I'm sure you do. How about this little puppy? Yep, I'm sure you've got it as well. Well, there's a story here. The background of the story is the debate that is ongoing between my wife and myself about whether or not to wash dishes by hand or in the dishwasher. Becky's an advocate of the dishwasher. I'm an advocate by hand. I think you can wash by hand quicker. It saves the time of loading and unloading the dishwasher and coming back 45 minutes later when it's done. I mean, it's a once you're done type thing. You can limit what you wash. You can wash them in orders. You can do all the big pots and pans last, which gets the water the most dirty. You can do the glasses and silverware first. It's a marvelous way to wash dishes. Sponge, soap, water, dishes, boom. My wife, on the other hand, thinks I'm a nutter for this, and she is one who says, you have dishwashers for a reason. You put them in there, they wash themselves, it gets hotter, it sterilizes them better, and it's the smarter way to go. Now, we are in England, and in England, we are at a house that's got a dishwasher, but it's also got a sink, and it's also got a sponge, and it's also got soap. So Saturday night, we come home. It's about 8 o'clock. I see there are a few dishes that have been left in the sink, probably by me. I think, I'll wash these. Don't need to load the dishwasher. Couple of glasses, couple other little plates. I got a sponge. I'm ready to go. So I fill up some soapy water and I start taking the glass and I've got my sponge and I'm inside the glass and I'm rubbing it when the glass breaks. And oh, by the way, did I mention that we are in England and the severed glass takes off a chunk of skin on the top of my ring finger on my right hand. Yes. And oh, did I mention, yea, verily, twice, we are in England. So I cut a blood vessel and I am bleeding like a stuck pig. I immediately on a Saturday night grab paper towels and wrap and tourniquet my finger, which is pulsing the blood out. Sorry if that's too descriptive for you. And we're trying to figure out how on earth do we get to the hospital? Or where do we go? Where is 24-hour medical care? Well, it turns out there is a hospital nearby. I happen to be familiar with it because my granddaughter was born there and I used an expert witness, a pathologist from there many times. So I'd made a lot of trips to that hospital. Went to the emergency department, signed myself in, said, I'm a U.S. citizen, so I'm not part of the National Health Insurance Program or National Health Service here, so charge me. They said, nah, it doesn't matter if you belong here or not. We don't charge in the emergency room. Treatment here is free. I kind of like the sound of that. Ultimately, what do I get? Oh, they rinse it out. They check for glass shards and they add a bunch of stitches and tell me I got to go get them out in 7 to 10 days. And I'm wearing this bandage that keeps me from bending my finger because the knuckle is involved and it'll just rip the stitches out and I'll just start bleeding profusely again. Which brings me to my video thought for the day because this is a biblical lesson. My wife was right and I am wrong. Do not wash glasses where you got to stick your hand in there by hand if you've got a dishwasher. You are begging for a problem. And there comes a time in life where you and I hold wrong opinions, make wrong decisions, have wrong positions on things, and we need to be quick to apologize and say that we are wrong. That's a hard thing for some people to say, but it's the right thing to say. I'm reminded of that famous chapter on love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, where it's in verse 4, 5, 6, love is patient, love is kind, it doesn't insist on its own way, it's not irritable or resentful, it doesn't rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. The truth is something that not only sets you free, but is a calling for us. And the truth often means giving an apology and saying, you were wrong. So I was wrong. Though once I get this healed, I still think I'm right on pots and pans and non-breakable glass, but that's for another video. This has been your video thought for today.